In this video, I'm going to show you 4 different ways to cut carpet to do a carpet patch. So to begin, I use a framing square to trace the carpet where I'm going to make my cuts, so I'll start with one side and go back and forth a few times to separate the fibers. I'll use that as a base point to make myself a rectangle to cut out the damaged area. If you notice it's going off and not making a straight line, just rub the carpet and try again. I'm going to skip showing this step for the other examples, but I did want to show you how I mark my cuts to begin with using a top cutter. So method number 1. I always do this, it's to use a top cutter, and I usually just use my blade on the left side, so I'll be cutting around the damaged area. You want to keep the blade down towards the piece of carpet that you will be keeping. If you don't cut all the way through, you can go over it again or use a carpet knife to free up those areas. And that's how to get the damage out. Now for all my repair pieces, I'll show you how to mark them. You take it and you fit it under the carpet, and of course the carpet won't be moving around like you see here. Just make sure you have enough on each side underneath so you don't cut it too short. So now you have a template to work with. I use a top cutter to trace my lines, but you can use anything really that can split the carpet. Just push it up against the side of the carpet and trace your way around. Okay, now just pull the piece out and you will have a perfectly traced rectangle ready to cut. Now just take the top cutter, drop the blade, and make sure you're cutting with the blade down on the side towards the piece of carpet you're going to be using. Here you can see to save time I marked with an arrow which way the carpet fibers are laying, that way I don't get confused. Now just clean up the edges and you're ready to install the new piece. This is where you would use seam sealer or a hot glue gun to seal that carpet edge, and then put your seaming tape and get ready to patch. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you how to dry fit it in. So when putting your piece in, you want to pull the backing apart so no fibers are stuck underneath. Then just brush the top with your hand to make sure it looks clean. And I'll show you the final result when everything's seamed in. You can tell there's overspray on the outside, but I didn't really focus on getting that out because this is just a demonstration. And that's pretty much it. I'll show you the afterwork when it's all done. Method number 2 is to use a blade, framing square, and a tape measure to back cut the carpet. The first thing to do is make little slits on each corner of the carpet and cut a little farther out so we can bend that carpet back. Just like that, and then do the same on all 4 corners. After that's done and you have your slits, you want to cut out an X in the carpet. Now we have 4 flaps that we can fold backwards to cut the back of the carpet. Then just use your straight edge or framing square to line up the points where you cut, and you can make a straight cut with the carpet knife. Then do that for all 4 sides. Now that the damage is cut out, you can start to get the new piece ready. What I like to do is get two sides ready by cutting them with my framing square. Now I have a perfect right angle and two sides of my patch are done. Make sure those two sides match up perfect and then trim off any excess if the piece is too big. Now another method instead of tracing is to use a tape measure to measure the gap across the patch on 2 points of each side. I like to measure to the closest eighth of an inch for a more precise repair. Once you have your measurements, flip your new carpet piece over and mark the back of the carpet with a pencil. Now you have two marks that you can line your framing square on to make a perfect straight line. Now we have 3 out of 4 sides done, so dry fit that piece in and make sure it's perfect. Then just do the same thing for the last side. And that's it. Now this piece is ready to fit in, so just dry fit it into place and make sure everything is perfect before you glue it in. So this method takes a little longer and you don't need a top cutter, so it can save you some money, but it still makes for a great repair. Method number 3 is if you have patience. You want to start by making a slit in one of the corners so you can fit your scissors in. So with your scissors, you don't want to cut like this over the fiber, you want to go underneath and through the fiber. So under and through, not on the top. Now just cut out your trace, and with this dense carpet it's going to be really tough to do, so have some patience and work your way around. And I don't recommend this way because you're going to cut a lot of the fibers and it's really time consuming for a repair that won't even look that great. Then you just trace the new piece like before and cut that out the same way. Now the last method, one that I just really don't recommend, is one that I've seen carpet cleaners doing on their channel, claiming it's a professional repair, which is extremely unsettling. It's basically just to knife it. So trace your carpet, just take your carpet knife and dig in. And cut across all those fibers. Now the damage is done, let's get that new piece. With the new piece traced, just get to cutting. This is just a really crappy way to fix carpet. It's fast, but it's really crappy. So like before, just dry fit it into place before gluing to make sure it looks how you want it to look. Now I'll glue them all in and I'll show you how it looks afterwards. And here are the results. This one was using the top cutter, and as you can see, that is a pretty flawless patch. Just rub it across. That is a really good patch. Everything is just super nice and clean. Next is the back cut, and you can see it's pretty good. There are a few more steps to take, but I'd say it's right there with using the top cutter. Third is the carpet knife, and this is just a disaster. You'll see gaps, which with this kind of carpet will make for a very noticeable repair. Last is using the scissors, which you can see cut a lot of the fibers and just really doesn't look that good. Out of these two, I would still probably pick the knife, but really you want to go with the top cutter for the best results, or the back cutting method is also great too. And as a bonus, a lot of people ask me about the integrity of the patch. Now this is a super dense Shaw Anso nylon 40 or 50 something ounce carpet, and it has the soft backing on it. Take a look at this where the tape is. That's me pulling as hard as I can trying to separate that. So you'd have to really pull that to get it off. I hope this video is helpful to someone out there. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below which method you would do, or if you have any questions. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Now that's a good patch.